My fiancée sent me a selfie from our wedding venue with my best man. The caption read, "We're getting married instead." I didn't scream. I didn't beg. I simply replied, "Congrats." Then I blocked her cards, tossed all her luxury items in the dumpster, gave her honeymoon ticket to her best friend, and went with her instead. Now she's losing it. 3 days before what was supposed to be the happiest day of my life, I was running around handling last-minute wedding details, photographer confirmations, caterer questions, florist drama, typical wedding chaos. I'm on the phone with the venue coordinator when my phone buzzes. Text from Phoebe. I almost didn't look, figured it was another "can't wait to marry you" message, but something made me glance down. There she was in the $3,500 wedding dress I'd surprised her with, kissing Casper, my best man of 7 years, at our venue, the place where we were supposed to say vows in 72 hours. The caption, "We're getting married instead. Thanks for paying for everything." I just stared at my phone. The venue coordinator was still talking, but I couldn't hear anything. All I could think was how calculated this timing was. How they planned it, so canceling anything would cost me every penny of the $40,000 I'd already spent. Then my phone started blowing up. "Sorry, babe, but we're in love. You can keep the ring, lol. By the way, Casper is much better in bed. You're such a sweet guy. You'll find someone else." Each message should have destroyed me, but instead of falling apart, I felt this ice-cold calm wash over me. I typed back 2 words, "Congrats." Then I blocked her number. While Phoebe was probably expecting me to call crying and begging, I was already in damage control mode. First stop, our joint credit cards. I was the primary account holder. Within 10 minutes, every card was frozen. Then I logged into the statements and nearly choked. She'd been using our wedding credit cards for months, but not for wedding stuff, furniture stores, electronics, even rent payments to an apartment I'd never heard of. I scrolled deeper. The apartment listed under both her name and Casper's. My best friend and my fiancé had been playing house with my credit cards for at least 8 months. That's when the rage hit. Not hot, explosive anger. Cold, calculated, laser-focused. Over 3 years together, I'd bought Phoebe a lot of expensive stuff. Diamond earrings, Louis Vuitton bag, MacBook Pro, iPad, designer shoes, and a brand new Honda CR-V that was in my name because her credit was temporarily messed up. I spent the next 4 hours gathering every single item. Then, I loaded it all into my car and drove to the women's shelter downtown. The director, Sister Margaret, nearly fainted when I walked in with arms full of designer goods. "These are all brand new or barely used," I told her. "I'd like to donate them to women who might actually appreciate them." Sister Margaret looked at the pile, easily worth 15 grand, and got teary. "Son, this is incredibly generous. These items will help so many women get back on their feet." I filled out the donation paperwork and got receipts for everything. Tax write-offs, 3 hours later, unknown number calling. "Daryl, where are all my things? I went to your apartment and everything's gone." "Oh, hi, Phoebe. Sorry, I thought you'd blocked my number. Where are my things?" "What things?" "My bags, my jewelry, my laptop. The car isn't in the parking garage." "Oh, those things," I said, examining my fingernails. "I donated them to the women's shelter on 5th Street. The director was so grateful. They'll auction most of it to fund their programs." Dead silence. "You donated them?" To people who actually need help. The car has been returned to the dealership since the loan was in my name. You can't do that. Those were my things." "Were they, though?" "I paid for everything. My name was on the receipts, the car loan, the credit cards. Legally, they were my property to do with as I pleased." She started screaming, something about lawyers and theft. I just let her go on for a minute before cutting in. "Phoebe, honestly, I don't have time for this. I have a honeymoon to prepare for." "What?" "Yeah, I gave your ticket to Natalie. You remember Natalie, right? Your best friend? The one you've been ignoring for months because Casper didn't like her? Well, she was thrilled when I offered her an all-expenses-paid trip to the Maldives. We're leaving tomorrow. You're taking my best friend on our honeymoon?" "Our honeymoon? I thought you were marrying Casper. Shouldn't you be planning a honeymoon with him?" I could literally hear her grinding her teeth through the phone. "You're such a petty asshole, Daryl." "Maybe. But I'm a petty asshole who's about to spend 2 weeks in paradise while you figure out how to afford rent on that apartment you've been hiding from me. Good luck with that." I hung up, blocked that number too. Then I opened my laptop and started going through our mutual friends. I'd been so focused on the wedding, I hadn't really paid attention to the group chat in weeks. But now, scrolling back, I saw it all. The jokes, the memes, the bets on when I'd find out. Jake, $10 says he doesn't figure it out until the wedding day. Tom, nah, Casper will slip up before then. I give it 2 weeks. Chris, my money's on Phoebe. She's getting sloppy with the credit cards. My own cousin, fucking Brian, had written, "This is the funniest thing I've ever witnessed. Poor Daryl has no clue." They all knew. Every single one of them had been watching me plan my wedding, listening to me talk about how excited I was, and laughing behind my back. I screenshotted everything, every message, every joke, every cruel comment. Then I sent it to my mom with a simple message. "This is why I'm not coming to Thanksgiving this year." My mom called immediately. "Daryl, what is this?" "That's what my friends really think of me, Mom. That's what Casper and Phoebe did, and everyone knew except me. She started crying. I didn't know what to say. My own mother was in tears and I felt nothing. Just that same cold calm. I'll be fine, Mom, I promise. I just need some time. After I hung up, I sat there in my empty apartment, looking at the bare spaces where Phoebe's things used to be. The empty closet, the spot where her desk had been, the corner where she'd kept her ridiculous collection of throw pillows that I'd secretly hated but never said anything about. Good riddance. My phone buzzed again. Another unknown number. I almost didn't answer, but curiosity got the better of me. Daryl, it's Natalie. Hey, listen, I just want to say thank you for the ticket, for thinking of me. I know this whole situation is messed up, but I really appreciate it. You're welcome. Honestly, you deserve it more than she ever did. There was a pause. She's been calling me, like nonstop, screaming about how I'm a terrible friend, how I betrayed her. I laughed. That's rich, coming from her. I told her to lose my number. I should have cut her off months ago when I noticed how she was treating you. I'm sorry I didn't say anything. It's not your fault, Natalie. None of this is your fault. So, about this trip, are you sure you want to go? I mean, won't it be weird? Probably. But I paid for it, and I'll be damned if I let it go to waste. Plus, I could use a vacation, and you could use one too, right? God, yes. Work has been killing me. Then it's settled. We leave tomorrow at noon. Pack light, bring sunscreen, and prepare for 2 weeks of doing absolutely nothing productive. She laughed. Sounds perfect. After we hung up, I actually felt something other than cold rage for the first time in hours. Not happiness, exactly, but maybe the beginning of it. The next morning, I woke up to 47 missed calls. Phoebe, Casper, various members of the group chat, who apparently just realized I'd seen their messages. I deleted all of them without listening to a single voicemail. Natalie met me at the airport, looking nervous but excited. She'd cut her hair since the last time I saw her, and she was wearing this bright yellow sundress that made her look like literal sunshine. Ready for this? I asked, grabbing my suitcase. As ready as I'll ever be. The flight was long, but surprisingly comfortable. We talked about everything except Phoebe and Casper. Work, family, that new show everyone was watching, her recent breakup with some guy named David who apparently couldn't handle the fact that she made more money than him. Men are so weird about that, she said, sipping her complimentary champagne. Trust me, women can be just as weird. Fair point. By the time we landed in the Maldives, I was actually feeling good. The resort was incredible. White sand beaches, crystal blue water, palm trees swaying in the breeze. Our villa had a private pool and a view of the ocean that looked fake. It was so perfect. This is insane, Natalie said, dropping her bag and running straight to the window. Daryl, this is literally paradise. I know. I picked it out myself. She turned to look at me, her expression soft. I'm really sorry about what happened. You deserved better. Yeah, I did. But you know what? I'm here now, and I'm going to enjoy every second of it. And I did. We spent the first few days just decompressing. Swimming, reading, eating incredible food, drinking cocktails that were way too sweet but tasted like vacation. Natalie was easy to be around. No pressure, no drama, just good company. On the third day, my phone started blowing up again. I'd turned off my data to avoid roaming charges, but the resort had Wi-Fi, and apparently Phoebe had found every possible way to contact me. The messages were insane. Threats, bargaining, full-on meltdowns. She'd somehow convinced herself that if she just explained everything, I'd understand and take her back. Casper and I made a mistake, she wrote. We got caught up in the moment. I still love you. I want to work this out. I showed Natalie, who just shook her head. She's delusional. Yeah, I'm blocking her again. But before I could, another message came through. This one from Casper. Bro, we need to talk. This has gone too far. I stared at my phone. Then, against my better judgment, I typed back, what do you want? 3 dots appeared, disappeared, appeared again. Finally, can we meet up when you get back? I need to explain. No, Daryl, come on. Don't be like this. Don't be like what, Casper? Don't be upset that my best friend slept with my fiancée? Don't be mad that you used my money to fund your affair? What exactly should I not be like? It wasn't like that. Then what was it like? No response. I blocked him too. Natalie was watching me from across the table where we were having breakfast. You okay? Yeah, just cutting out the trash. She smiled. Good. The rest of the trip was better. We snorkeled, went on a sunset cruise, even tried paddleboarding, which I was terrible at. Natalie laughed so hard when I fell in the water she nearly fell in herself. On our last night, we were sitting on the beach watching the stars when she said, "Thank you for this. I needed it more than I realized." Me too. Can I ask you something? Sure. Do you think you'll ever forgive them? I thought about it. Honestly, I don't know. Right now, I'm too angry to even think about forgiveness. Maybe someday, but not anytime soon. That's fair. We sat in comfortable silence for a while. Then I said, "Can I ask you something?" Of course. Why did you stay friends with Phoebe as long as you did? I mean, she wasn't exactly great to you. Natalie sighed. I don't know. I guess I kept hoping she'd change. Go back to being the person I became friends with in college. But people don't really change, do they? They just show you who they really were all along. That's depressingly accurate. She laughed. Sorry, I'm being a downer. No, you're being honest. I appreciate it. When we got back home, reality hit hard. Messages, emails, even a letter from Phoebe's parents asking me to reconsider. I ignored all of it. But then I saw the group chat. New messages. Casper had posted, "Need backup tonight. Teaching this fool a lesson. Who's coming?" And then my address. My heart started racing. I screenshotted it immediately and started thinking fast. I wasn't going to just sit around and wait for them to show up. First, I called my buddy Greg, who worked in home security. "Greg, I need cameras installed. Today. How fast can you get here? What's going on? Long story. Can you do it or not? I'll be there in an hour." While I waited, I started packing. Important documents, laptop, external hard drives, my grandmother's jewelry that she'd left me. Anything valuable or irreplaceable went into a box that I loaded into my car. Greg showed up with a van full of equipment. "Where do you want them?" "Everywhere. Living room, entryway, kitchen, back door. I want every angle covered," he whistled. "Someone planning to rob you?" Something like that. It took 3 hours, but by the time he was done, my apartment looked like a security company showroom. Cameras hidden in smoke detectors, bookshelves, even the thermostat. "All set," Greg said. "Everything feeds to this app on your phone. You'll get alerts if there's any movement." "Perfect. What do I owe you?" "For you? Nothing. But if you catch whoever's planning to break in, I want the footage." "Deal." After Greg left, I sat down and wrote a note. Simple, just one line. "Took everything you loved to the same place your stuff went." I left it on the kitchen counter, right where you'd see it when you walked in. Then, I unlocked the door, grabbed my box of valuables, and left. I checked into a hotel 3 miles away and opened the app Greg had installed. The cameras were working perfectly. Now all I had to do was wait. Around 11 p.m., my phone started buzzing. Motion detected. I opened the app and there they were. Casper and 4 other guys from the group chat. Jake, Tom, Chris, and my cousin Brian. They pushed the door open, clearly expecting resistance. When they found it unlocked, they hesitated. Casper saw the note first. "What the hell does this mean?" Tom asked. "It means he knew we were coming," Casper said, looking around nervously. Then Jake spotted one of the cameras. Guys?" They all froze. I could see the moment they realized they were being recorded. Casper's face went white. "We need to go," he said. But Brian wasn't listening. He kicked over a chair. "Screw this. He thinks he can embarrass us?" What followed was about 15 minutes of pure stupidity. They trashed what little furniture I'd left behind. Broke the TV, smashed the coffee table, spray-painted crude insults on the walls. All while my cameras caught every second in perfect high definition. Finally, Chris grabbed Casper's arm. "Dude, we need to leave now. If he shows this to the cops, we're all screwed." "He's not going to," Casper said, but he sounded uncertain. "You sure about that?" That got them moving. They fled like rats, abandoning a sinking ship, knocking over a lamp on their way out just for good measure. I sat in my hotel room, watching the footage replay on my phone. Then I started making copies. One for my lawyer, one for the police, and one for a very specific email I was about to send. Monday morning, I sent the footage to Casper's boss at Richardson & Associates, one of the biggest corporate law firms in the state. I'd met his managing partner, Mr. Richardson, at a charity event once. Nice guy, very concerned with the firm's reputation. My email was professional and to the point. "Dear Mr. Richardson, I'm writing to inform you of a troubling incident involving one of your associates, Casper Moreland. Attached is video evidence of Mr. Mites, Moreland and several accomplices breaking into my residence and destroying my property. While I am pursuing this matter through legal channels, I thought you should be aware of the behavior one of your employees is engaging in outside of work hours. I trust you'll handle this matter appropriately. Best regards, Daryl Jensen." I sent it at exactly 9 a.m. when I knew Mr. Richardson would be checking his email. By 9:30, Casper was calling me. I didn't answer. By 10, I had a voicemail from him, voice shaking. "Daryl, what did you do?" Mr. Richardson called me into his office. "I'm suspended pending investigation. You've ruined my career. Call me back. We can fix this." I deleted it. Next, I pulled up the lease agreement for the apartment Phoebe and Casper had been using, the one I'd unknowingly been paying for. The landlord's name was listed as Harold Chen. I called him. "Mr. Chen, this is Daryl Jensen. I've been making payments on Unit 4B for the past 8 months. "Ah, yes. For Miss Moore and Mr. Moreland, correct?" "That's right. I'm calling to inform you that I'll no longer be making payments on that unit. Additionally, I have evidence that Miss Moore has been subletting the apartment without your permission." "Subletting?" She told me she lived alone. "She's been living with Mr. Moreland and at least 2 other people according to the utility bills I've reviewed. I'm happy to forward you the documentation." "Please do." There was ice in his voice now. "I do not tolerate lease violations." I sent him everything. Credit card statements showing furniture deliveries to multiple people, utility bills with usage patterns indicating multiple residents, even some social media posts I'd found of Phoebe and Casper hosting parties at the place. Within 24 hours, Phoebe received an eviction notice. I know because she called me, screaming incoherently about lawyers and illegal evictions. "You can't do this!" "I didn't do anything, Phoebe. You violated your lease. That's on you. You told the landlord about Casper. I told the landlord the truth. There's a difference. She hung up. I smiled. The next morning, I went to work like nothing had happened. I was designing software for a mid-sized tech company, and my boss, Janet, was one of those rare managers who actually gave a damn about her employees. She'd heard about the wedding cancellation through the grapevine and had been nothing but supportive. Take whatever time you need, she'd told me. We've got your back. So when Phoebe and Casper showed up at my office around lunchtime, Janet was ready. I was in the break room when I heard the commotion. Phoebe's voice, shrill and angry, demanding to see me. Casper, trying to calm her down but just making things worse. Janet's voice cut through it all like a knife. I'm going to need you both to leave. Now. Not until we talk to Daryl. Mr. Jensen is working and does not wish to be disturbed. You need to leave, or I'll call security. I stepped out of the break room. It's fine, Janet. Let them speak. Phoebe whirled on me, mascara running down her face. How could you do this to us? The landlord. Casper's job. My things. You've destroyed everything. I destroyed everything? I repeated slowly. That's interesting, because from where I'm standing, you're the one who decided to sleep with my best friend and steal my money. We didn't steal anything. You used my credit cards to pay for an apartment I didn't know about. You've been living there with Casper for 8 months. What would you call that? Casper stepped forward. Daryl, look, we made mistakes, but this has to stop. You've taken things too far. Too far? I haven't even started. What does that mean? It means I have 8 months of financial records showing fraud. It means I have video of you and your friends breaking into my apartment. It means I have proof you've been manipulating me and lying to me for at least a year. So when you say I've taken things too far, what I hear is that you're scared. And you should be. Phoebe lunged at me. Janet stepped between us faster than I would have thought possible for a 5'5" woman. That's enough. Security. 2 security guards appeared. The tall one, Marcus, took Phoebe by the arm. The other, a younger guy named Tommy, gestured for Casper to follow. You're both being banned from this building, Janet said. If you return, you'll be arrested for trespassing. This isn't over. Phoebe spat as they dragged her toward the elevators. Yeah, it kind of is. After they left, Janet turned to me. You okay? Yeah, thanks for that. Anytime, she hesitated. For what it's worth, you're handling this better than I would have. I'm not sure that's true. Trust me. My ex-husband cheated on me with his secretary. I keyed his car and set his golf clubs on fire. You're being downright civilized. I laughed despite myself. Thanks, Janet. The rest of the day passed without incident, but when I got home to my hotel room, I found an email waiting. From Phoebe's father, Mr. Jensen. My wife and I would like to speak with you regarding the wedding contribution we made. Please call at your earliest convenience. Robert Moore. I called him that evening. He answered on the first ring. Daryl, thank you for calling. Of course, Mr. Moore. You mentioned the wedding contribution? Yes. I understand the wedding has been called off. That's correct. Well, under the circumstances, my wife and I would like to return the funds we provided. It doesn't seem right for you to be out that money given what happened. I appreciate that, Mr. Moore. That's very generous. There's something else. He sighed heavily. We had a long talk with Phoebe. She finally told us the truth about the apartment, the credit cards, all of it. We had no idea. I didn't know what to say. We're ashamed, Mr. Moore continued. We raised her better than this. Or at least, we thought we did. Mr. Moore, I don't blame you for what Phoebe did. That's kind of you. But we'd still like to make this right. Can we meet? There's something we need to show you. We met at a coffee shop the next day. Phoebe's parents looked like they'd aged 10 years. Her mother, Patricia, had clearly been crying. Thank you for meeting us, Robert said, sliding an envelope across the table. Inside was a check for $15,000, the amount they'd contributed to the wedding. Mr. Moore, this is too much. It's not enough, Patricia said quietly. You were going to be our son-in-law. You were kind and respectful, and you treated our daughter better than she deserved. I don't know what to say. There's more, Robert said. He pulled out a folder. Credit card statements, lease agreements, text messages. The apartment Phoebe has been staying at? She's been using our credit cards too. We didn't know until yesterday when we reviewed the statements. How much? Nearly $30,000 over the past year. Furniture, electronics, clothes. She told us she needed help with medical expenses. I felt sick. I'm sorry. Don't be, Patricia said. We're cutting her off financially. She needs to learn there are consequences for her actions. There's one more thing, Robert said. The engagement ring we gave you to propose with. The one with my grandmother's diamond. We need it back. I frowned. Phoebe has that. No, she doesn't. We asked her for it yesterday. She said she doesn't have it anymore. What do you mean she doesn't have it? She won't tell us. Robert's jaw tightened. That ring is worth over $15,000. It's been in our family for 3 generations. If she sold it, I'll find out what happened to it, I said. How? Leave it to me. I spent the next 2 days digging. Finally, I found a pawn shop receipt in Phoebe's cloud storage, which she'd never bothered to secure properly. She'd pawned the ring for $8,000. When I told Robert and Patricia, her mother actually gasped. $8,000? It was appraised at $15,000. Pawn shops don't pay full value, I explained. They need to make a profit. Can we get it back? If you have the original receipt and paperwork proving ownership, probably. Robert's expression hardened. And if she won't cooperate, you could report it stolen. You have the receipt showing you purchased it. She has no legal claim to it. That evening, Robert and Patricia showed up at the apartment Phoebe had been staying at. I know because Phoebe called me an hour later, hysterical. "You told my parents about the ring," they asked. I answered. "They're threatening to call the police." "Then you should probably give them what they want." "I don't have $7,000 to buy it back." "That sounds like a you problem, Phoebe." She hung up. 2 hours later, she called again. This time, she sounded different, desperate. "Daryl, please. I'll do anything. Just tell my parents not to file a police report." "Anything?" "Yes. Tell me everything. The whole truth about you and Casper. How long it's been going on. Who else knew?" There was a long silence. 6 months before he asked to be your best man. My stomach dropped. "That long?" "We met at a conference. You were working late and I was bored. It just happened." "It didn't just happen, Phoebe. You made a choice." "Fine. I made a choice. Are you happy?" "When did you decide to steal from me?" "I didn't steal from you. You used my credit cards without permission. You lived in an apartment I paid for. What do you call that?" Another silence. "I didn't think you'd find out." "Obviously. Is there anything else?" "Yeah. One more thing." "What? Who else knew? Besides Casper?" She hesitated. "Everyone. The whole group chat. They thought it was funny." "Why?" "Because you were so oblivious. So trusting. They kept saying you were too good to be true, that you'd figure it out eventually. Casper made bets on how long he could keep it going. I felt like I'd been punched in the gut, and you went along with it. I didn't want to hurt you, Daryl. I fell in love with someone else. Then you should have ended things with me, not humiliated me." "I know." She was crying now. "I know I messed up, but please, my parents are going to press charges if I don't return the ring, and I don't have the money. Ask Casper. He doesn't have it either. He lost his job because of you." "No, he lost his job because he broke into my apartment and destroyed my property. That was his choice, not mine. Please, Daryl." I hung up. The next day, Robert filed a police report for the stolen ring. Phoebe had 48 hours to return it or face theft charges. According to Robert, she showed up at their house the next evening with Casper in tow. They'd gotten into a massive argument in the driveway that the neighbors called the police about. "She's demanding we give her money to buy back the ring," Robert told me over the phone. "Casper is trying to convince me it's all a misunderstanding." "What did you say?" "I told them both to get off my property or I'd have them arrested for trespassing." "Good." Casper called me that night. I almost didn't answer, but curiosity won out. "Daryl, what do you want, Casper? Can we meet? I need to talk to you." "No, please, face to face. Just hear me out." "Why would I do that?" "Because I have information. About Phoebe. Things you don't know." "I don't care. You will when you hear this." He paused. "She's been seeing someone else." "Besides you?" "Yeah, some guy named Owen, personal trainer at her gym. She's been with him the whole time she's been with both of us." My blood went cold. "How long have you known?" "I just found out. He sent me screenshots of their messages. She told him she was single. She told him I was just a friend who helped her with rent." I started laughing. I couldn't help it. "What's so funny? You're calling me to expose Phoebe for cheating on you, with me, with some other guy. Do you not see the irony?" "I thought you'd want to know." "I do. Actually, I want to know everything. Where can I find this Owen?" He hesitated. "If I tell you, you'll drop the break-in footage?" I thought about it. "Deal. He's at Apex Fitness on Monroe Street. Teaches the 6 p.m. spin class." I hung up and immediately started researching. Owen Turner, 28, certified personal trainer and nutrition coach. His Instagram was public and full of client transformation photos. And there, buried in his tagged photos, was Phoebe, smiling, arm around his waist, caption reading, "Best trainer ever number fitness goals number grateful for you." Posted 3 weeks ago. I scrolled further. More photos. Them at dinner, at a movie, at what looked like a weekend trip to Napa Valley, all dated within the past 4 months. I took screenshots of everything and sent them to myself, then called Owen's gym. "Apex Fitness. This is Nicole. How can I help you?" "Hi, I'm trying to reach Owen Turner. He's with a client right now. Can I take a message?" "Actually, I'd like to come in and talk to him about personal training." "What time does he finish today?" "His last session ends at 8 p.m. "Perfect. I'll be there." I showed up at 7:45, dressed casually, and waited in the lobby. At 8:05, Owen emerged from the gym area, looking exactly like his photos. Tall, muscular, perfect teeth. "Owen?" He turned, smiling. "That's me. You here for a consultation?" "Sort of. Can we talk privately?" His smile faltered slightly, but he nodded. "Sure. Conference room's this way." Once we were alone, I pulled out my phone and showed him the Instagram photos. "You know Phoebe Moore?" His expression shifted. "Yeah, she's my girlfriend." "Why? Your girlfriend?" "Yeah, we've been together for about 4 months." Again, "Why?" I showed him the next photo, her in her wedding dress. This was taken 3 days ago. She was supposed to marry me. "What?" I pulled up more evidence. Credit card statements, text messages, the group chat screenshots. Owen's face went from confused to horrified to furious in about 30 seconds. "Are you serious right now?" "I'm afraid so." I showed him the photos of Phoebe with Casper. "She's also been seeing this guy, my former best friend." Owen sat down hard. I don't. I can't. He looked up at me. How did you find out? The guy she's cheating on both of us with told me about you. Wow. That's... He ran his hands through his hair. I need to call her. Actually, I have a better idea. What? How would you feel about confronting her together? You, me, and Casper. You're insane. Maybe. But don't you want to see her face when she realizes we all know? Owen thought about it. Then, slowly, he smiled. When? Tomorrow. Dinner. I'll pick the place. I called Casper next. He answered immediately. Did you drop the charges? Not yet. But I will if you do exactly what I say. What? Meet me tomorrow at Luigi's. 7 p.m. Don't tell Phoebe. Why? Just trust me. You'll get what you want. Fine. I made 3 reservations at Luigi's, a nice Italian place downtown. Casper at 7, Owen at 7:15, Phoebe at 7:30, all under my name. The next evening, I arrived at 6:45 and secured a corner booth with a view of the entrance. Casper showed up at 6:58, looking nervous. What's this about? Just wait. At 7:14, Owen walked in. I waved him over. Casper's eyes went wide. What the hell is he doing here? Casper, meet Owen. Owen, Casper, you have something in common. Both men stared at each other, then at me. You've both been dating Phoebe, I explained. Owen thought she was single. Casper thought he was the only one besides me. Neither of you knew the whole truth. This is insane, Casper said. Yeah, Owen agreed. But I want to hear it from her. At exactly 7:30, Phoebe walked in. She was dressed up, clearly thinking she was meeting Owen for a date. Her smile froze when she saw the 3 of us sitting together. Daryl? What? She spotted Casper, then Owen. The color drained from her face. Surprise, I said. She tried to turn and leave, but Owen stood up. Sit down, Phoebe. Owen, I can explain. I'm sure you can, but we all want to hear it. She looked between the 3 of us like a trapped animal. Her phone started ringing. She tried to answer it, but Casper snatched it from her hand. No, he said. You're going to sit here and explain how you've been dating 3 men at the same time. Phoebe sat. Her hands were shaking. How long? Owen asked. How long have you been lying to me? I haven't been lying, she started. I showed her the evidence. The Instagram posts, the credit card statements, everything. You told me you were single, Owen said. You told me you'd just gotten out of a bad relationship and weren't ready for anything serious, but you wanted to try with me because I was special. You told me we were building a future together, Casper added. You moved into our apartment. You talked about getting married after Daryl's wedding fell through. You were going to marry me in our wedding dress at our venue, I finished. Using my money. Phoebe opened her mouth, closed it, opened it again. I didn't mean for this to happen. Which part? The lying? The stealing? The cheating on 3 different men? Her phone rang again. Casper still had it. He glanced at the screen. It's your boss. Don't answer that, Phoebe said quickly. Too late. He'd already hit the speaker button. Phoebe, this is Linda. I need you to come in tomorrow morning. There are some irregularities with your timesheets we need to discuss. Click. We all stared at Phoebe. What irregularities? I asked. She wouldn't meet my eyes. I might have been calling in sick when I wasn't actually sick. To see me, Owen said slowly. And me, Casper added. And probably me. I finished. How many days? I don't know. A lot. Her phone rang again. A different number this time. Casper put it on speaker again before she could stop him. Phoebe, you're fired. Effective immediately. Do not come in tomorrow. Your final paycheck will be mailed. Click. The table went silent. Phoebe's eyes filled with tears. This is all your fault, she said, looking at me. If you'd just forgiven me, none of this would have happened. I started laughing. Owen joined in. Even Casper cracked a smile. My fault? I repeated. You cheated on me with multiple men, stole my money, humiliated me in front of all our friends, and tried to steal my wedding. But it's my fault? Yes, you made me do this. How? You were never there. Always working, always focused on your career. I needed attention. So you screwed my best friend and a personal trainer? They made me feel special. I made you feel special, Owen said quietly. I gave you everything. My time, my attention, my trust. And you lied to me every single day. I loved all of you, Phoebe sobbed. That's not love, Casper said. He stood up. I'm done. I'm going to cooperate with the police investigation. I'll testify about the credit cards, the apartment, all of it. Owen stood too. I'm done as well. And Phoebe, that $5,000 I lent you for your fitness competition, I want it back. What fitness competition? I asked. She said she was training for a bodybuilding competition. Said she needed money for coaching and supplements and entry fees. There was no competition, was there? Casper said. Phoebe just cried harder. Where's the money? Owen demanded. I used it. For what? For rent and food and things I needed. You mean things you wanted, I corrected. Let me guess, more designer bags? More shoes? She didn't answer. I stood up. Phoebe, you have 48 hours to pay Owen back, and your parents, and anyone else you've stolen from. Otherwise, we're all going to the police. You can't do this! Watch me. I left cash on the table for my water and walked out. Owen and Casper followed. Outside, we stood in the parking lot. 3 men who had nothing in common except the woman who'd betrayed us. Thanks for this, Owen said. I needed to see it. Same, Casper agreed. I'm sorry, Daryl, for all of it. Yeah, me too. We shook hands and went our separate ways. 2 days later, the story broke on social media. Someone, I never found out who, posted a detailed account of Phoebe's schemes, the multiple relationships, the theft, the lies. It went viral in our local community. Within 24 hours, there were over 500 comments. People Phoebe had scammed in college came forward. An ex-boyfriend from high school who she'd stolen from. Even a former roommate who said Phoebe had forged her signature on a lease. Phoebe's social media accounts were flooded. She deleted everything, but the screenshots lived forever. Then Casper did something I never expected. He posted a public apology. I owe Daryl Jensen a massive apology. I betrayed my best friend, participated in a scheme to defraud him, and destroyed his trust. There's no excuse for what I did. I'm deeply sorry, and I understand if he never forgives me. The post got 2,000 likes. People I'd never met were commenting supportive messages, but there was a cost. Casper's employer saw the post. They'd already suspended him for the break-in. The public admission of fraud was the final straw. He was fired. His family saw it too. His parents, who I'd met several times, called me personally to apologize. His sister, who I'd always gotten along with, sent me a long message saying she was ashamed of her brother. Casper lost everything. His job, his family's respect, most of his friends. Part of me felt bad. A small part. The rest of me felt nothing. A week later, Phoebe showed up at my new apartment. I'd moved after the break-in, choosing a building with better security, but she'd apparently followed me or bribed someone for the address. I saw her through the peephole. She looked terrible. Hair unwashed, eyes red from crying, wearing sweatpants and a stained t-shirt. I almost didn't open the door, but curiosity again won out. What do you want? She held up a pregnancy test. Positive. I'm pregnant. My heart stopped. Then I remembered. No, you're not. What? I walked to my bedroom and came back with a folder. Inside was a medical certificate. I had a vasectomy 2 years ago. Remember when I told you I was having minor surgery? That was it. Her face went white. You never told me. It wasn't your business. We weren't married. I wasn't obligated to tell you anything about my medical history. But I'm pregnant. Then it's not mine. Simple math. She started crying. Owen won't answer my calls. Casper blocked me. You're the only one who would help me raise a baby. Help you raise another man's baby? After everything you've done? Please, Daryl. I have no one else. That's not my problem. I love you. No, you don't. You love what I could give you. Money, stability, someone to manipulate. But you never loved me. That's not true. It is, and you know it. I moved to close the door, but she grabbed it. At least tell me who the father is. Is it Owen? Before I could answer, I heard footsteps in the hallway. Owen appeared, breathing hard like he'd been running. Get away from him. Phoebe spun around. Owen, I can explain. You're pregnant? Yes, and it's yours. How do you know? Because Daryl just told me he had a vasectomy, and Casper and I always used protection. That leaves you. Owen's jaw tightened. We used protection too. Not every time. His expression hardened. If that's true, you'll get a paternity test. Fine. And if it's mine, I'll pay child support. But I want nothing to do with you. Owen, please. You lied to me about everything. You stole from me. You humiliated me. I'm not going to let you trap me into a relationship because you got careless. Phoebe looked between us, desperate. Then she started screaming. You're both horrible. You deserve each other. This baby would have been better off without either of you as a father anyway. The building security showed up, alerted by the noise. Sir, is this woman bothering you? Yes, I said. She's not a resident and I'd like her removed. Phoebe tried to fight as they escorted her out, but they were gentle and professional. Through my door, I could hear her screaming threats about lawyers and child support and how she'd make me pay. I closed the door, locked it, and sat down on my couch. Owen was still standing in my doorway. How did you know where I lived? I didn't. I followed her. She's been posting cryptic stuff on a burner Instagram account. I figured she was planning something. Thanks for that. He nodded. Look, about the baby thing. I'm serious about the paternity test. If it's mine, I'll do right by the kid. But I'm not getting back with her. I wouldn't expect you to. You think it's mine? Honestly? No idea. Could be. Could be some fourth guy we don't know about? He laughed bitterly. Yeah. We sat in silence for a moment. Want a beer? I asked. God, yes. We drank and talked for hours. About Phoebe, about how we'd both missed the signs, about what came next. You ever feel like an idiot? Owen asked. Every day. She really did a number on us. Yeah. You think she'll actually have the baby? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not. Either way, it's not our problem anymore. He raised his beer. To freedom. To freedom. We clinked bottles. A month later, I got a call from an unknown number. Against my better judgment, I answered. Daryl? Who is this? It's Natalie. Hey, how are you? Good. I was calling to say thank you again for the trip. Best 2 weeks of my life. I'm glad. I was also calling to invite you to something. There's an art gallery opening downtown next weekend. Contemporary stuff? I thought you might be interested. Is this a date? She laughed. Do you want it to be? Maybe. Then yes, it's a date. I'll be there. The gallery opening was pretentious but fun. Natalie knew a lot about art, and I knew nothing, which somehow made it better. She explained the pieces while I made fun of the ones that looked like a 5-year-old's finger painting. "This one sold for $50,000, she said, pointing to a canvas that was literally just red. "I could do that." "Then do it. I'll buy it for $100. You're on." After the gallery, we got dinner at a Thai place she liked. The food was incredible and the conversation was easy. "So," she said, over pad Thai, "how are you doing? Really? Honestly? Better than I expected. No regrets? About Phoebe? Not one. What about Casper?" I hesitated. Sometimes. We were friends for a long time. But then I remember what he did, and the regret goes away. That's fair. What about you? How's work? Stressful. My boss is a nightmare. But I'm looking at other jobs. Anything promising? Maybe. There's a position at a startup that sounds interesting. Better pay, better hours, more creative freedom. You should go for it. I probably will. We walked back to my car, and when I dropped her off at her apartment, she kissed me. Just a quick peck on the lips, but it felt like something. "Is this okay?" she asked. "Yeah, more than okay. Good." We started seeing each other regularly after that. Nothing serious at first, just dinner and movies and long conversations about everything and nothing. But it felt different than it had with Phoebe. Easier, more honest. Natalie never lied to me, never manipulated, never made me feel like I had to guess what she was thinking. She just was herself, and I was myself, and somehow that was enough. 3 months later, I was sitting in my apartment when my phone buzzed. Message from an unknown number. I opened it. A photo loaded. Phoebe, holding a newborn baby. The caption, "It's a girl. Thought you should know." I stared at it for a long time. Then I blocked the number. The next day, Owen called. "Did you get a picture?" "Yeah." "Is she yours?" "Got a paternity test. She's mine." "How do you feel about it?" "Terrified. But I'm going to do right by her." "Good for you." "Phoebe wants to get back together. Says the baby needs a father." "And?" I told her no. I'll support my daughter financially and be in her life, but I'm not subjecting myself to her manipulation again. Smart move. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. After we hung up, I sat thinking about everything that had happened. The betrayal, the revenge, the fallout. Part of me wondered if I'd gone too far, if I'd been too cruel, too calculated. But then I remembered the photo. Phoebe in my wedding dress, kissing my best friend, at the venue I'd paid for, sending it to me 3 days before our wedding. No, I hadn't gone too far. I'd done exactly what needed to be done. My phone buzzed again. This time, it was Natalie. The photo loaded. Her, on a beach somewhere tropical, holding a cocktail, huge smile on her face. The caption, "Wish you were here. Thank you again for the best trip ever. You're the best friend a girl could ask for." Then another message. "Actually, scratch that. You're more than a friend. Can't wait to see you when I get back." I smiled and typed back. Can't wait either. Then I set my phone down, made myself dinner, and didn't think about Phoebe once. A week later, Natalie came back from her trip. We met at my apartment, and she told me all about the snorkeling and the food and the incredible sunsets. "You should have come with me," she said. "Maybe next time." She raised an eyebrow. "Next time? If you'll have me?" She kissed me. "I'll always have you." That night, we were lying on my couch watching a movie when her phone buzzed. She glanced at it and frowned. "What? It's Phoebe. What does she want?" She held up her phone. I read the message. "Please talk to Daryl for me. I need his help with the baby. Owen won't answer my calls and I have no one else. You're my best friend." Natalie deleted it without responding. "I'm not your best friend anymore," she muttered. "I haven't been for months. You don't have to explain." "I know, but I want to." She sat up. I stayed friends with her because I felt sorry for her. She didn't have many people in her life, and I thought that if I stuck around, maybe she'd change. But people like Phoebe don't change. They just find new people to use. "I know. You deserved better than her. So did you." She smiled. "Well, now we've got each other." "Yeah, we do." My phone buzzed. Another message from Phoebe's number. I opened it. "Daryl, I know you hate me, but I need $2,000 for baby supplies. Owen isn't giving me enough money. Can you help?" I showed Natalie. "What are you going to do?" I blocked the number. Done. Good. Over the next few weeks, Phoebe tried every method of contact she could think of. Email, social media, even showing up at my old workplace before remembering I'd changed jobs. Janet, my old boss, called to tell me about it. "She made quite a scene," Janet said. "Security had to escort her out. Sorry about that." "Don't be. It was the most excitement we've had in months. Besides, I got to tell her exactly what I thought of her behavior. Very therapeutic." I laughed. "Thanks, Janet." "Anytime, kiddo." One afternoon, I was at a coffee shop working on a project when Casper walked in. We made eye contact. He looked like he'd lost weight, and there were dark circles under his eyes. He walked over slowly. "Daryl, Casper, can I sit?" I gestured to the empty chair. He sat down, fidgeting with his coffee cup. "I know you probably don't want to hear from me. You're right. I wanted to say I'm sorry. Really, truly sorry. What I did was unforgivable. Yeah, it was. I lost everything. My job, my family, most of my friends. I'm working at a call center now, trying to save up money to pay you back." "You don't have to do that." "Yes, I do. I used your money. I owe you at least $10,000. Probably more. I studied him. He looked broken. Part of me enjoyed seeing it. The man who'd betrayed me was finally facing consequences. But another part, a smaller part, remembered the friend he used to be. The guy who'd helped me move into my first apartment. Who'd talked me through a panic attack before my first big presentation at work. Who'd been my best friend for 7 years. Keep your money, I said finally. What? Pay me back by being a better person. Stop manipulating people. Stop lying. Be the friend you used to be to someone else. Daryl, I don't deserve that. No, you don't, but I'm tired of being angry. I'm tired of holding grudges, so this is me letting go. He stared at me, eyes watering. Thank you. Don't make me regret it. I won't. I swear. He left after that. I never saw him again, but I heard through the grapevine that he'd moved to a different city, started over, and was actually doing better. Good for him. As for Phoebe, she kept trying to contact me for months. Each time, I blocked the new number or email address. Eventually, she gave up. The last I heard, she was living with her parents, who'd taken her back on the condition that she get therapy and pay them back for the ring she'd pawned. Owen was fighting for partial custody of their daughter, and from what I understood, winning. Justice, I guess. 6 months after everything fell apart, Natalie and I were having dinner when she said, I need to tell you something. Okay, I'm in love with you. I set down my fork. I'm in love with you too. She smiled. That was easier than I thought. Did you think I'd say no? I don't know. Your last relationship ended pretty badly. True, but you're not Phoebe. No, I'm definitely not. Thank God for that. We moved in together a few months later. Nothing fancy, just a 2-bedroom apartment in a decent neighborhood. But it was ours, and that made it perfect. Natalie's stuff mixed with mine. Her books on my shelves, her coffee mugs in my cabinets, her laughter filling spaces that had been silent for too long. It felt right in a way nothing with Phoebe ever had. One evening, almost a year after the wedding that never happened, I was cleaning out old boxes when I found it. The original wedding invitation. Daryl Jensen and Phoebe Moore request the honor of your presence. I stared at it for a long time, then I threw it away. Natalie found me sitting on the floor, surrounded by old photos and memories. You okay? Yeah, just cleaning out the past. She sat down next to me. You know, I'm glad it happened. The betrayal, all of it. Because if she hadn't sent that photo, if Casper hadn't broken into your apartment, if everything hadn't fallen apart exactly the way it did, we wouldn't be here. True. So in a weird way, I'm grateful to Phoebe. I looked at her. You're insane, probably, but you love me anyway. Yeah, I do. We sat there together, surrounded by the remnants of my old life, building a new one. A year later, I proposed to Natalie, not at some fancy venue, not with a crowd of people watching, just the two of us on her favorite beach at sunset. She said yes. The wedding was small, close family, a few friends, Natalie's favorite flowers, my favorite food. Nothing extravagant, nothing showy. Just us, promising to be honest with each other, to build a life together, to never take each other for granted. On our honeymoon, actual honeymoon this time, we were lying on the beach in Fiji when Natalie's phone buzzed. She glanced at it and laughed. What? Guess who just sent me a friend request on Facebook? No. Yes. Phoebe. What does she want? Who knows? Who cares? She tossed her phone in her bag and rolled over to look at me. I have everything I need right here. Same. We stayed on that beach until the sun set, talking about our future, making plans, dreaming dreams. And I didn't think about Phoebe once. Later that night, back in our hotel room, I opened my phone to find a message from an unknown number. I'd gotten lazy about blocking them, figuring Phoebe had finally given up. But this one wasn't from Phoebe. It was from Natalie, sent earlier that day before the wedding. A screenshot. Photos from the Maldives. Her and I, laughing, happy, alive. The caption, Phoebe tried to ruin his life. Instead, she gave me my best friend. Sometimes karma works in mysterious ways. Below it, a text. Thank you for the best trip of my life. Thank you for being you. Thank you for choosing me. I can't wait to marry you tomorrow. I looked over at Natalie, who was already asleep, her hand resting on my chest. I closed my phone and drifted off, content. Make sure to click on the screen to watch another story.